How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I should blur my background. I'm good. I'm at our house in the Caribbean, which I shouldn't even have to say that because of the ceiling fan and the peach paint in the guest room. But it's the only place I get like a good signal and quiet.
I love it. I'm in my home, but I've got slippers on and warmers everywhere because it's freaking freezing outside.
And I've this theory that at the beginning of every Zoom meeting, everybody should have to stand up and show what they've got on the lower half, because just to break the ice.
I think that would have gotten me into a lot of trouble in some instances.
I think it would. I think it would because people have not enough on down there sometimes.
Oh, Dee, you are such a freaking legend. I can't believe I get to chat with you. What a badass. I just love you.
Thank you. I appreciate the appreciation.
All right, so talk to me about this book. He's not gonna take it. I wonder where that title came from.
Well, yeah, that's just to see. I've just become Mister. I'm not. He's not going to take it with life.
I love it.
Just it turned out that way. But Z2 Comics felt that the C word, censorship, that's the new C word, is hotter than ever. And historically, my appearance in Washington to fight censorship in 1985, when they wanted to censor rock and roll, that it's an important story. It's a timely story. And there are some people that prefer to get some prefer to get their books in audio form, some prefer to get it in comic book form. So they decided to do a graphic novel, but they didn't want to just tell the story of me being in Washington. They wanted to examine how I became, my life's path crossed that moment in time, and I became the needed voice at that time. So they literally go back to the cradle. There is a frame in that book of me in a cradle looking up at my parents. So they go all the way back and follow me to September 19th, 1985, a day that will live in infamy.
Did you ever think that you would be the voice of basically reason in all of this?
Boy, I love that you use that phrase because I often refer to myself as the VOR, the voice of reason, because I really am a moderate. I'm very outspoken, and by the way, each side gets very upset when I speak against them because I am I have voted Republican, Independent, Democrat. I've got too many guns, but I'm an environmentalist who drives a Hummer and a Tesla. And people go, wait, those things are not mutually exclusive. And, in the moderate world, the wide range of moderates, we try to make the best of it. We try to figure it out. We try to do the right thing. And it's not always going to agree with your extreme left or right position. So, I didn't ever think that I would become that kid. And by the way, what the book discovers is that I was told to shut up my whole life. My whole life, it was a shush. Know your place. I wasn't a popular kid. I didn't fit in. Shush. Be quiet. Be quiet. And finally, I said, I'm not being quiet anymore. And once I got that mic, I never shut up. So and I'm still not shutting up.
Good. What made you discover that you were like an amazing rock star? I mean, like, what was that? What was that moment?
I knew it before anybody else knew it because, being not a popular kid, I was never out hanging out or at the parties. So I was in my room listening to rock and acting out in front of a mirror every day in the mirror with, the hairbrush and just rocking and singing and posing. And people say, boy, you're really good at that. I go, well, I did it in front of a mirror for like 20 years. So now I was ready for to get on stage. So, again, it's this weird self-confidence you have when nobody is cheering you on. It's odd. You talk about that moment in Washington, and I see those videos of me walking in and I'm wearing, everybody else was all in suits, and I'm wearing a cutoff denim. My hair is out to here. I put mascara on. I got, snakeskin boots, pants so tight you can tell I'm circumcised. And I look at, I say, how are you even walking in those pants with balls that big? How is that? scientifically, it shouldn't work. You need a wheelbarrow or something. Yet I somehow managed to get in there and sit down and make sense
Yeah.
to people that weren't willing to listen to any sense, So, yeah. So this is why this is why in Hollywood they're talking about making a movie about this now. I mean, it was a moment in time.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you about this. I mean, you were fighting for freedom of speech when rock and roll was still, I mean, I'm not going to say tame because rock and roll isn't about being tame.
Tame.
Yeah,
it was
but
tame.
When you look at like WAP now, I mean, when you look at these songs that are out that are getting play on the radio, it's like, okay, so what changed? I mean, why is this okay, but that wasn't?
Well, the list was called the Filthy 15, and I was on there with We're Not Going to Take It. Twisted Sister was, but Cyndi Lauper was on there, Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, Prince, Judas Priest was on there. It wasn't all metal bands, and there was no hip hop because hip hop wasn't a thing. And cut to 3 years later, and it's Two Live Crew, and Two Live Crew, I should say, and people are praying to bring back the 80s. That was so tame. It was innuendo. We use innuendo. Oh my God, slide it in. What is he talking about? I mean, okay. So
clearly a baseball reference. Clearly a baseball reference.
Yes. Sink the Pink, AC/DC. Ooh, what are they talking about? Pool? So they're shooting pool, but it's pink. Okay. Innuendo. Then you got to the hip hop bands and they're just saying it like it is. Yeah. So yeah, I think once that happened, minds were just blown, and they couldn't even. We couldn't reel it back in anymore. There was no chance of stopping it.
Wow. So where do you think we stand now as far as censorship? Do you think that it has gotten out of hand, or where are you at on that?
I'm really glad you brought that up. It's such a topic, and why people constantly talk to me about it, because it is at a crossroads, and I am very concerned. Look, it is a human right. It is our right to free speech. But there are many, many countries, many places in this world that don't have free speech, where you put to death for speaking freely. So we're blessed to have that right, but it's also a responsibility. And in the simplest form I could put it, online bullying.
Oh my God.
If you go online and you say Nancy had sex with the football team when she did not, that is not you using your free speech. That is an outright lie with intent to do harm, potentially lethal harm, because many of these kids being bullied commit suicide. That is not free speech, and people have to learn and understand that. The forefathers never intended for us to be allowed to run into a crowded movie theater and shout fire when there is not one, because it is a lie and it could hurt people. So this is the problem. People think, oh, I'm expressing my free speech by saying anything I want to say. The Elon Musk insanity of, anarchist free speech. He's an idiot. He's a genius idiot. Okay.
It's a conundrum.
No, it's a responsibility that we all have. And that's my biggest concern, is that people remember that with freedom of speech comes responsibility.
Dee, I freaking love you. I cannot believe that I got to speak with you today. You are a hero of so many people, a champion of music and of free speech and rights and politics and all of the things. And I can't thank you enough for being you.
Wow, that gave me chills. Thank you very much for appreciating it. And it's just, somebody's got to say something. Yeah. Somebody's got to say something, and not enough people are. Not enough people, not enough of the right people are, not enough of the voices of reason who speak to that wide swath of moderate people out there. We're just trying to make sense of it all. Okay, I'm with you guys. I'm just trying to make sense of it all.
God, you're the best. Love you, Dee. Thank you so much.
Have a great holiday.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.